the party though. Save me, help with battles, and all that. That's just odd. I think I just got a race on that, but so you could tell, we were not able to get the issue fixed, so I would probably have to uninstall and reinstall the Twitch app, which would be too much of a hassle. So it's just gonna be me tonight, at least so you could hear from the audio. But maybe will stay with me and help me direct the battles, so we're all good. But issues are like this are starting to happen, especially when you're on a time crunch. If you see the Ferrari of LDR Redeemer, oh, that's Potato off in the Alpine just now. I was able to catch that. It's very gloomy here right now in Portugal for the Portuguese Grand Prix. I never got to say that. We're round 3 of 13 at the Portugal Grand Prix for Tier 3 here tonight. It's going to be a good race, and I'm very excited to watch as I actually get the points up right now if my phone will load. Long story short, see the guy we're on board with going to the pit lane now, Silencer, he has been on a tear so far this season. He's gotten a win at Bahrain in P3 at Imola. He has 40 points to his name, but 7 points behind. We had the runner-up last season in the championship, the Ferrari of Ron Swanson. But in third, the reigning champion, trying to run it back, was Gary in the Mercedes. Both championship rivals from last season actually staying in their cars from last season going into this season, so they're going to be drivers to look out for. Same with Silencer, assuming if he doesn't get moved up into a tier, because after 3 races, if you're quick enough, you get moved up a tier, fun fact. So if you didn't know that, there you go. But we're still looking out for drivers that now. I'm not sure how much time's left to qualifying. Once again, I apologize for the very, very awkward intro to the stream, but we're still rolling. Is going quite rocky so far, but that was Woofy off in that heel section basically. But as you can tell, it is full rain, as I said earlier. Everybody just doing constant lap on the tire to get grip running out on the track. But in Constructors Championship, we have Mercedes taking the lead by 29 points over Ferrari, very similar to last season. The only difference is that Alfa Romeo has not been up to par so far. We have Haas in P3 with 26, 7 off of Ferrari, but 36 off of Ferrari. Fourth, we have Red Bull with 22 points to their name, 4 points off of Haas, and 40 behind Merck. Then you have Alfa Romeo P5, Alpine P6, Williams P7, AlphaTauri P8, Aston Martin P9, and McLaren P10, which will round off your Constructors Championship. But we have a 27.793 set by the AlphaTauri of Yellow Snowman, as we have Silencer on the outlap now. We have 7 minutes actually left in qualifying. So far it has been a very, very calm and just logging laps basically. That's the only way you can gain pace, especially in this type of weather, is just logging laps, because you don't have the DRS, the drag reduction system, to be in your favor. If you have straights like these, what is the DRS system? It is the drag reduction system. It basically, it says it in the name, it reduces drag for your car, and it gains you, I believe it is 20 kilometers an hour, or 10 miles an hour if you're American. As Mumu just said yes, so thank you Mumu for the confirmation. Oh, that was close to the pit lane for Ron. So, what was the other report again? I was looking at the championship. But you weren't able to hear it. But from Ron, our weatherman for tonight race, it is going to be dry until 45 minutes into the race, and then we will have rain. So we do have weather in... Oh, that was Gary. I apologize for that, but Gary went very wide, but had to abort the lap going to the pit lane. But we're going to have a very, very dramatic race, especially if we have a lot of safety cars. 5 minute 40 left in the session. We have Silencer on a lap now. I wasn't able to see a sector one time, but we're going to look at Potato Sector 1 times, according to Mumu. He about spun under braking, and his time shows that he's 4 down at his time going into Sector 2. But let's see what the Mercedes of Silencer can do through Sector 2. It's going to look around a 28.17, which is 2.2 off. So I believe he has aborted his lap, regen ERS, and go for another lap. But Sky was 6/10 up on his time, but has invalidated. His time is running out very, very quickly qualifying, especially we have a lot of grip right now on the track with everyone just logging laps at the moment. So I will expect these times to go quicker. But Silencer coming across the line now, starting his second lap on these tire compounds. I believe that is Whiffy. No, it is not. That is Snowman crossing the line. And his lap time improves to a 27.477, 3 laps on the wets. So, as you heard from Moo and me relaying the message, since it is a wet qualifying but a dry race, you get free tire selection for the very start. So, wherever you qualify on for this qualifying session does not matter whatsoever. So, you can burn all your tire sets and have no punishment later on in the race. As I believe that is a yellow flag for Groggy get on the way for Ron. Yes, it is. That is another yellow flag. I believe that is for Whiffy off. Yes, it is. He was going to go up 29.6. Wouldn't have improved his position, but would have improved his time. As he half spins it, trying to get back on the track. The wet's probably overheating, trying to get the power down to get the car going, but the car is not allowing Whiffy to. But Ron is starting his lap in the Ferrari now. I believe the next driver to cross the stripe on a lap time will be Silencer, actually, I believe. Yes, it is. He's still valid. Wasn't able to see a Sector 2 time, but the way his ERS is running right now, I believe, no, he's actually backed out of it. Oh, maybe not. I'm not. I can't tell. But with his time right now, the 24 coming out of the last corner, I do believe that he's still on the time. But he does improve by 5/10, does a 27.493, which is less than 200 off of Snowman's pole time. So the AlphaTauri Snowman looking very pacey so far, at least in qualifying, but we're going to have different race conditions, so we're going to see how he fares up. Yeet Doggo does a 28.4, which is a whole second behind Silencer's Snowman. So these two drivers are setting very, very competitive lap times. That is Potato going up in the P4. So these lap times are indeed starting to ramp up towards the end of the session here. As Whiffy's going out for another run, a 10.5 up, not as up as much as he was around this time, but did a little 360 going through here. Looking at Ron, his lap time, he is 8/10.5 up, thanks to Moo letting me know. So we're gonna see him come across the line, and let's see what he's gonna do. He would say a 28.4. which will be around Yeet Doggo, but let's see what he can do coming across the line. It's going to be a 28.5, 28.3 actually, ahead of Yeet Doggo, up in the P3, but still, these drivers are at minimum 9/10 off of Silencer Snowman, so these lap times are definitely competitive, but Yeet Doggo is 3/10 up. So we're going to see a 28.1 as Silencer breaks into the 26s of 26.8. If we look to the gap between the leader, 6 of Snowman, a 2.5 ahead of Ron, but a 2 and 2/10 off of Yeet Doggo as he just crossed the line on his second lap on this set. As I believe everyone is on the final, I believe Snowman will not make it across the stripe in time because he's just now going out of the pit lane. So I think that's his qualifying over. We're still looking at drivers here. Gary is on a lap, and it's getting blocked by, I believe that is Stig. Yes, it is. Is he on a lap? It's his battery. He's 2.5 up. He's on a lap here. That's no penalty for Stig if Gary does report it. So I think this is just unfortunate circumstances for Gary here if he just wants to back off here. And might be able to perform a push lap if he can even make it. So this could be it for Gary, as that is a yellow flag for the Haas of Kieran. He's able to get it up and running, but it's going to be close if Gary can set another lap time here. Whiffy 7/10 up, according to Moo. He's coming across the stripe. Now he goes P7, a 6, a 2nd, and 7/10 off, which would be actually a 28.5. As we see the Aston Martin, yes, I was about to say that. Sky in the Aston Martin, beautiful helmet, by the way. I gotta give him credit. Beautiful, beautiful helmet. He sets a 27.7, which is 3/10 behind. Yes, it is 3/10 behind the Snowman. His qualifying is now complete. As you can see, the top two, the front row, are done. Gary's done. He's in the pit lane. But drivers now starting to finish their laps. I believe the first driver across the line, which would be Bad Bunny. Sky is on an in lap, so his qualifying's over. Let's see what Bad Bunny does here. It's going to look like a 28.5. 28.7 does not improve. Next driver across the line will be the McLaren. Stig's invalidated. We have to go to Solar. He finishes the qualifying with a 28.5. As the next driver across the line will be the Haas of Kieran, as he's in the pit lane. Next driver will be Ron. Yes, it will be Ron. We're across the line. I wasn't able to see his sector 2 times. Thank you, Mumu. 2.5 tenths up for Ron. That will put him at a 28.1, which will put him P5 at the moment. But coming across the stripe now, that is a 27.7. P4 ahead of Gary Hidalgo, but barely exactly 200s behind Sky. And still was 9 tenths off the pole. So Silencer definitely set down a beautiful, beautiful lap time. Zito goes 2.5 tenths up himself, so Ron may not even be guaranteed to start P4 here. Let's see what he can do. But that is Whiffy going in the pit lane now. So Yeetdoggo will be the last driver to cross the line. Let's see what lap time he can do. He does a 27.8, which will put him behind Ron, but ahead of Gary. So that is qualifying done and dusted. So we have Silencer, like I said earlier in the restart of the stream. He's been on a tear, and he is just, he has a lot of pace in that Mercedes. It's just, that's the end of the story. He has a lot of pace in that Mercedes, and I'm not expecting him to slow down anytime soon. So we are now waiting. I'm waiting for qualifying to be done, and it is done now. These guys doing that exploit where with the AI running in track to get more tire wear, but it's literally useless. Yeah, it doesn't, man. Yeah, it's useless. Gonna be closer around there. Yep, as now we wait for the countdown to be over, but if you want your top 14, there it is. Here, to make you guys happy. Here's 15th, which is Shazam, who didn't set a lap time, by the way. I did not say his name at all in qualifying. I did not notice that. They did not set a quali lap. I apologize, Shazam. According to Mumu, he was a 10th off a pole, but invalidated, so he's going to have to start in the rear, which was going to be crucial for him, because he's going to have to pass, he's going to pass everyone if he wants this win here. Yep, he did, as but something to talk about here. Shazam, if you want to know how pacey he is, he got P2 on track, but with the Alpha Nisus disqualification, he took home the race win in the realistic Mercedes. So that is going to be someone to look out for and see how his pace is later on his Grand Prix. Here's a little cheat code for you guys. Race director, what's everybody starting on? Softs, basically for everyone except for 5 drivers, which is Solar, Bad Bunny, Kieran, Groggy, and Shazam, as Blackwater joined the session, actually, so that is 16 drivers, and Shazam will not be starting last. You know what? We have nothing else to do. We have nothing else to do. Chat, how we feeling? How we feeling? Come on, guys. How we feeling? We on formation lap. Wake up, guys. Wake up. Wake up. I'm trying to talk to you guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. I need it. I need it. Twitch chat, not general. Yeah. Finally someone commented. Come on, you doggo. You my goat. I'm unbiasedly rooting for you tonight, you doggo. I'm unbiasedly rooting for everyone here tonight. Before anybody accuses me of bias. But now we have the formation underway. The formation lap. There you go, Moo Moo. Underway now here at Portugal Grand Prix. Come on, guys. Let's clap for Moo Moo here. Even though you can't hear him, he's clapping right now. But so you see, running down the grid order, after I clicked off race director, we had a switch up of tire choice. Sky and Yitago went to the mediums. I believe everything else is the same. Except... Yes, Mimo, thank you for that. But Kieran went on the softs, but Groggy went on the mediums. I think that's the only changes. But what Mimo said is a strategy here, just in the first 2 laps, basically, you need to get out of the DRS because the DRS here is absolutely crucial. If you need to know how crucial it is, and without DRS and an equal performance car, you can barely reach up in 8th gear of the main straight. All you need to know. Yes. And the only way, like you said, the only way you can gain ERS is a lifting coast or have a low rear wing. But also, fuel can play a factor, as in the realistic race. I'm not sure about Tier 4, but Stig's qualified. Yeah, but you use a lot of fuel here. Like, I put in a lap and a half for realistic, and I still ran out of fuel by the end of the race. So it's going to be interesting to look out for with the fuel. But now the formation lap is essentially over. The AI have taken over everyone's cars. Everyone's tires should be warmed up, hopefully. And I'm excited to get this Grand Prix underway. Where's the camera? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. There you go. There you go. Yes, but the Mercedes silencer will start lining everyone up on the grid now, and the last driver to be lined up on the grid will be Blackwater as he goes into his grid slot now. And let's get this Grand Prix underway. 3 lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the 3rd Grand Prix of Tier 3. That is Aston Martin Sky getting a huge run. Not a huge run, a horrible run off the line. I apologize, but Ron will fight him for it. He's ahead. Sky goes off track to avoid contact, and that will be still fighting as Sky backs out of it. There's contact in the back, I believe. Oh, everybody's stacking up. We're 3 wide here, folks. Going up the uphill section, you never see that. But I believe Whiffy has wing damage from that. I saw wings, bits and pieces of the wings go flying as Sky misses the corner, but makes it still as we're 4 wide coming out of the hairpin. And this is just exciting racing so far. But yeah. But the one driver that was misfortunate out of all that was Gary. Remember said that he missed out as he went to last and started P4. But Redeemer has wing damage and Gary's ahead up in the P15. But, oh, Shazam! What a huge move on Blackwater. That was a very great move from him as he actually had to give the position away. I believe that was for an illegal overtake. But his Bad Bunny and Solar going at it. Bad Bunny and Snap of Oversteer is able to catch it. But coming out of the final corner, Silencer will lead lap 1. These drivers swerving to avoid contact with each other as they're still going to be fighting it coming out of the uphill part until the main straight as they're all using the batter. Here comes Sky. They're going to make it 3 wide down the main straight. Is there going to be contact? Bad Bunny has to back out of it as Solar very deep on the brakes. He probably got a warning for track limits there. I'm spitting everywhere. But we ignore that. I didn't take none of this. But here comes Sky off the track again. Bad Bunny pushes him wide. He's saying, no, 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 you can't have that spot from me. But Sky going down on the inside hits him with a dummy. As Bad Bunny did not fall for the dummy. I did. But there it goes. Everything's getting calm and collected now. I can finally take a drink of my Dr. Pepper. That was a great drink. Got it from Taco Bell. I just probably got the stream copyrighted. Oh no, Blackwater! What a save! I was able to catch that one. As he got a snipe register, I'm assuming he got on the throttle too early because he barely started getting on the throttle and the rear car said no. But Gary went from P4 to last, now is already up in the P10. What a great recovery drive from him so far. But of what Mumu said in the formation lap, he had a DRS before lap 3. Silencer, he's failed that mission. Snowman, he's completed that mission. As he's actually setting faster lap times in Silencer, which is going to be interesting as Snowman. Oh, wow. Oops. Wow. I burped mid-sentence there. That was not normal. But Bad Bunny was able to get ahead of Solar. I apologize for missing that one. This battle's still raging on between the three drivers of the Williams, McLaren, and Aston Martin. And here comes the Alpine as well to get involved in this battle. But now with DRS, this battle is going to get even more closer than ever. But Solar's starting to use the battery a little bit more to get closer to get that overtake done. But Silencer is about to get Snowman out of DRS here, but I believe he's just going to be able to get it back once he loses the dare-to-air. And I'm still looking at these gaps between this battle here, because it's going to be very tight after turn 8. Here comes Solar and Bad Bunny. He's going to have the disadvantage here because it's going to take a longer route to the corner compared to Bad Bunny. But going on the inside, very tight corner, you're either going to have to take a warning, but here comes Sky and Aston Martin. I'm proud of these guys for not making contact here. I thought there was going to be a crash there because the corner there is super tight, but now we're going on the main straight. I believe Snowman does not have DRS. No, he does not. So that gives the path to Silencer just to cruise it. There's no safety car. But now looking back on this battle, Sky got ahead of Solar, as now we have a DRS train setting the form. That is Blackwater at speed. Bad Bunny cannot straight. That's flag, I believe. No. That is not... Oh, I missed that. Bad Bunny with a huge dive on Sky. Bad Bunny 3 seconds. Sky has to lift the void, getting a warning himself. There's a dive bomb here. He's peeking, fakes him out. Does not fall for it. Here comes Solar, trying to make a move on the Aston Martin. The Sky here. This is going to be something to look out for later on in this Grand Prix, because it is starting to stack up cars here. Now we have Potato, Gary, Groggy, and Stig. But Groggy is holding up Stick here, so I think these drivers may lose DRS, which they did. But Potato trying to peek on a move for Solar here. These drivers on the softs getting impatient. I do not blame them, because these guys on the mediums are on the alternate strategy. It should be soft medium, no question. But still. But Yeedoggo, I was about to say, thank you, Mumu, but Yeedoggo, P4 on the mediums, a 2nd and 7/10 off of Ron here, which is very good considering the alternate strategy. But here we go, once again going to the main straight. Bad Bunny breaking the DRS, knowing that he does not need to lose the position and more time. But Sky with the overspeed, he's just going to gain everything back. But here comes Potato on Solar here. Oh, no contact made, but that caused it to go slow. If you see the McLaren Alfa Romeo back there forcing each other wide, I wonder if that's gotten a warning, but Potato got passed by Gary, and now allows Gary to be up in the P8, only just causing its comeback drive to look more and more impressive. But here comes Stig on Groggy for P10, the last point position. But Stig on the very deep, on a dive, but Groggy deeper on the brakes. As Groggy gets the speed coming out of the corner, he's able to stay ahead. But still, for the time being, Sky is stuck behind Bad Bunny. But Bad Bunny with that 3 seconds, it is going to make things interesting, make Bad Bunny more aggressive to get out of that 3-second window with these guys. And if his first step should be... Thank you, Mumu, for that very essential information. According to him, mediums should be faster after 8 or 9 laps. If you want to make soft mediums work, for the soft runners, they have to pit at lap 12, so they're going to have a 4-lap disadvantage compared to these mediums. Sky gets a 3-second himself, so Bad Bunny and Sky are now at equal ground, and Sky's lost DRS from Bad Bunny. Now that's going to allow Solar to gain up on Sky, but never mind about that. Here comes Gary in the softs. He's going to go down on the inside, going to turn 1. Very defensive from the McLaren to Solar. He goes off track. Has to let Gary through, but here he comes on the offense once again. But let's see who gets the better run. Will it be Gary? Will it be Solar? I think it's going to be Gary here, as yes he does, as Solar has to lift. But lots of space given, like Mumu said, to Gary for Solar, as Gary's lost DRS, so with that battling, it's definitely separated this train. But Sky is back within Bad Bunny's DRS, so I wonder if Gary will carry these guys back up to Sky here, because Gary definitely has the pace advantage over these guys, because he's on the softs and the other guys around him, aside from Potato, is on medium, so it will not take long for Gary to catch back up. to Sky, he's almost dropped Solar from his DRS actually, which is very, very interesting, because that means even if Gary gets the DRS, that means Solar, chances are, will not get it. But Gary, not able to get DRS here, but Solar does, so I think everyone's just going to be more closer. But Sky with the DRS, he's going to be able to pull away from Gary here, which is something that Bad Bunny and Sky both need, considering that 3-second window. And that if these guys wait 2 more laps out, do not push each other to the limit, they should be faster than Gary. Oh, Sky with the snap of oversteer was able to catch it. But it actually caused him to get a better run coming out of the corner. Great game, Cody's. But he's only 3 off. Gary's already about lost half a second with that. If he gets a 3-second time penalty, that is a 3rd driver at the Grand Prix here at Portugal to get a time penalty. But looking around, that's a yellow flag. That is an Alfa Romeo of Groggy off. So he's definitely struggling on those mediums. But Solar's lost DRS from Gary, as Gary is losing in general from that lap alone, has lost more time than he's gained. So definitely, as long as Sky just sits behind Bad Bunny, I think both of these drivers are just due to pull away from Gary and get their 3-second gap. But here we go on the main straight. Once again, Sky will get the DRS on Bad Bunny, and it will just allow him to pull more and more from these guys ahead. But Potato has DRS. He's going around on the outside turn. One is Solar. Mercy out defensive. He is. Solar goes off track, and Potato is just going to go ahead. Solar deep on the brakes. Is he going to try this again? He's found his mistake. He's trying to fix it. Stay ahead of Solar here. Potato does not have DRS, but Solar does. He's going to make a dive here, going into the hairpin. Here we go. Oh, very close between Solar and Potato. These tires are not going to like this big slam of the throttle. But you saw on the top half of your screen, I was commentating that battle. Bad Bunny, another 3-second time penalty to his name. He's already at 6 seconds. This is something he does not need. And Stig got around Solar, actually. I wonder if Solar had wing damage, or did he push the tires too much and they are overheating? Mumu can find that out real easy. So do me a favor, Mumu, and find out if Solar is doing damage or is just overheating. Redeemer, 3-second time penalty. That makes it 4 drivers now out of 16 drivers to get a time penalty. Alright, Mumu says he just made a mistake. He got past, so no issues there for Solar. But he's definitely at the disadvantage now. But Sky is all over Bad Bunny. He knows that. He's just staying behind because the gap is lap 9, actually. The mediums should get starting to get their advantage over the soft runners. According to Mumu, around now, and the gap's already at 2.4. Gary's going to have to use everything that he has in his soft side and the battery. And at the battery, he has nothing. Yellow flag. That is Blackwater off. Yes, it is. No wing damage on the left side. No, on the right side. He's just lost it. Probably on the curb in turn 1. But, oh, Sky! Very, very snap of oversteer from what I can tell. And I started spectating him again. But the field is starting to get spread out quite a bit here. Except for the battle for P8 between Potato, Stick, and Solar. It's not really a battle. It's just a DRS train. But that battle shall be formed when Stick just gains up on Potato with the DRS. According to Mumu, was that silencer, you said? It's according to Mumu, he's running a high downforce setup. See another yield, or low, very low. I apologize. Very low downforce setup for silencer. According to Mumu, he is the setup merchant for this game, so he's probably right. He's right. So as Sky's actually lost DRS to Bad Bunny, as Stig is gained up on Potato, like I said, with the advantage of DRS, but through Sector 2 and most of Sector 3, it's Blackwater in the pit lane to probably switch off with Sauce on the mediums. But there's not much action on the track aside from cars logging laps. Oh. As Blackwater has went onto the hard compound, the tire, from lap 10, those can make it, definitely make it the way, but I think the pace advantage will not be there. Oh no, that's Solar off into the grass into the hill. Oh, that's a 3-second time penalty. He should get that removed, in my opinion. Undeserving, unjustified. Get rid of that. But I'm not sure what corner it was, but he was like drifting through it and then lost it. I was talking about the move there. But on the main straight we go. Stig with the overspeed is bad. This guy gets ahead of Bad Bunny. I apologize for missing that one. But Stig gets ahead of Potato pretty easily. But with Potato getting the DRS here, he's probably going to fight it back. But we go up for the battle for P5. Bad Bunny has been saving up somewhat of his DRS and is going to be ready for the battle with Sky when necessary, which is now, as he gets the better apex compared to Sky, but Sky gets the better exit of Bad Bunny, so he's just going to gain everything that he lost because of missing that apex. As Potato was not able to get around Stig, as with Solar having a bit of an off, Groggy is within DRS of Solar, as we have another bait. And that will be another battle being shaped up. Out, but going across, we're on lap 11 of 33. As we see, now lap 12 of 33. So, Bad Bunny gonna get the DRS here. Same with Potato on Stig. Bad Bunny's gonna get DRS on Sky here. I wonder if he's gonna use his battery here to pass him, or maybe on the next straight. He's not using the battery. He's gonna let the DRS catch him up to Sky through this one. But on the next DRS straight, I think he's gonna shape up for a move. But he can't make a move if he makes a mistake like that. Getting too much on the curb, having a snap of oversteer and had to correct the car a little bit. He's lost a lot of time, and I do not believe he's able to make that time up. And with that mistake, he definitely lost everything. Now he's at risk of losing DRS, but I think with the last bit of the straight, he's going to gain at least a 10th, which he did. And so I think as long as he can stay within that 18th window, I think he'll be fine. As Whiffy gets another 3-second time penalty, as Potato wasn't able to do anything with Stig. But, yeah, but like you said, Mamu, I was actually going to point that out as well. G-Doggo starting to pull in to Ron and try and get his DRS before all these soft runners should pit. And the pit window should open now, as we're going to see Silencer. Let's see if he pits. No, he does not. Snowman stays out as well. What does Ron do? He stays out. So that means a majority of these drivers are going to be staying out for at least one more lap. Or two more. Let's see what Gary does. They're staying out. So I believe the pit window for Sauce has been opened. But they're not taking it. They're probably waiting for this lap, as Bad Bunny is going to get carried to Sky with the DRS in the main straight, which he did. Sky gets another 3. So that's 6 for him. So these drivers are back on equal footing. Sky's off! He's into the wall. That is wing damage, as that is definitely, yes it is, no. Oh, that's a DNF from Whiffy, actually. Is that going to be a safety car? He's way off the track. And the safety car has not been called yet. Oh, Sky with the no left end plate. Actually, yes, it is the left. So, with that debris and a car DNF'd, no VSC at all. So, I don't think it's going to be anything unless it's super, super late. But I think that just opens the gate for Bad Bunny not to worry about anybody around him. But as nothing, as Sky gets another 3, that will put him at 9. But Stig actually got in Gary's DRS, and they're at equal battery. So I wonder if Gary will pit this time, knowing that he's starting to lose time. And no, he does not. all these drivers electing to stay out a little bit longer as the DRS will drag both Stig and Potato to Gary. I think we're going to see a battle starting to form with Skies on the pit lane. As Stig gets a 3-second time penalty, Skies actually retired in the pit lane. That is his race done and dusted. As Stig is going to get DRS on Gary here, it's going to allow him to gain more and more time. And I think he's going to shape up a move as long as he doesn't make any mistakes to Sector 2 and 3. But Doggo, 1.4 behind Ron and is closing rapidly. 1.3 now. It's starting to flirt between that 1.0 range, which is DRS. If you're within a second, you get DRS. 1.2, back up to 1.3. I think Ron needs to put the slap with like what Mumu said in order to get that undercut, and he would gain pace. The silencer's in. Snowman stays out. Let's see what Ron does. He's in the lane as... Yep, the undercut first on Snowman for Ron. As Silencer is just avoiding the undercut here. Let's see where Silencer and Ron end up as Yeet Doggo and all the medium runners will assumably stay out as all the soft runners are starting to pit. So that means that Redeemer will probably pit when coming around as he gets another 3-second. Let's see what Redeemer does. He stays out. Interesting. For another lap. As Ron comes up the pits in P7, Silencer comes out in P4. As Ron, yeah, he's gonna get held up here by the guys on the old mediums. He's gonna get DRS though, but with the dirty air, I think he's just gonna lose a lot more time. As Groggy's looking for a move on Solar. Solar falls for it. Groggy's gonna get the better traction to Apex, but there's just something wrong out of the airpin. I think I'm learning a lot from this. Just defend on the outside. Yeah, though. Yeah, I think they have to force them wide. Want to make a pass on the inside, so it's a risk that you're willing to take to defend or overtake from the outside. As Snowman is in the pit lane, as Ron is 0.3 behind Groggy. Let's see if he is going to get around. At least Solar through here. Groggy! Oh, very close between the two drivers of Groggy and Ron. And Ron, it's a superior traction. He's at 100 battery, by the way. That is very, very impressive. But now, here we go on the main DRS straight. He's going to use it to get around Groggy here. But Groggy with the DRS. Ron using his ERS to get ahead of Groggy. He's not clear. Groggy does not back out of it, which caused Ron to take a tiny line. He's going to lose time from it, but he gets ahead of Groggy. Next driver ahead of him will be Solar, but Solar's well on the worn-out medium, so I think the traction will be very, very easy, as Solar's actually just going to let Ron through, as that's going to help Ron actually gain a little bit. But Ron, with battling with Groggy and Solar there, he did not gain nothing as Groggy gets a snap of bonus here, coming out of the hairpin. But now, I'm not sure when the medium runners are supposed to pit. If I had to assume around lap 20 to 23. So we're not within that medium window yet. Lap 18 is the earliest you would pit, according to Mumu. So we're one lap shy of the medium window, medium to soft strategy being open. Looking around for any battles at the moment. Ron's his fast lap of a 19.1. So I think that shows his pace on the mediums compared to his pace on the softs. Yep, and if anybody wondering in the chat, I haven't looked in the chat in a while, but I have assumed that someone asked for penalties. Here we go. 6 seconds for Bad Bunny, 9 for Solar, 6 for Redeemer, and 3 for Stig. There are only time penalties of this Grand Prix so far. But still, no battle on track except for Shazam and Potato. Shazam actually forced Potato off there. I only saw that last bit of that battle. So that means that Potato is definitely going to lose time here because Shazam is actually on old mediums. I wonder if he can stretch those out. I doubt he can make that, but very, very aggressive from what I saw from Shazam there. Getting his muscles out early. I wouldn't say early, but first time we've seen someone get their muscles out as Kieran and Redeemer going at it, leaving each other in perfect space. It's going to be down to whoever gets DRS, though, who will probably get the move done. It's going to be Redeemer. It's going to look like Redeemer will get the DRS. Redeemer lifts off. He knows he's going to get DRS just so long as he could use the battery here. But Redeemer has not pit yet as he has the overspeed on Kieran. Kieran using the battery. Redeemer will go to the right-hand side, and he's able to get the move done, but squat. Here comes a crossover. Switch back for Kieran. Kieran has to force Redeemer wide. That's a 3-second for Redeemer, as Redeemer will get the DRS, but will not be able to challenge Kieran. But here comes Stig. Here comes Stig on Redeemer, going into the hairpin. Redeemer trying to fight anything that he can, but his tires are more than likely dead. What am I saying more than likely? They definitely are dead, as that will be an easy pass for Kieran and Stig. As Potato, I wonder if Potato has damage because he's losing time to Shazam. According to Mumu, Dago made a mistake on the last lap, and Bad Bunny gained 2 seconds on him. But that means that he's going to lose time to the undercut. Stig gets another 3. Or is that his first 3? Let me check. No, it is second 3 seconds for track extensions, as he has 6 now, but Stig gained very quickly on Kieran there, so he's going to have DRS, and he's going to have the traction advantage. Oh, I saw that dot moving around. That is Redeemer off. He spun around, probably hit the turn 1 curb, like everyone so far has been doing and making mistakes from it. But Kieran moving on the has to take evasive action of it. But Stig with the better traction because of better tires, he's going to be all over Kieran. Going into turn 8, this would be an awkward corner to make a pass. That contact, he tried to move him out of the way. I'm assuming that's accidental because, you know. Yep, you would gain quite a lot of traction with the tire advantage, so I did not. I'm assuming that Stig did not mean to hit Kieran there, but Stig's just going to gain everything that he lost in Kieran he's probably just going to pass him here on this DRS straight. But we're going to have to wait and see unless Kieran plays some games. Let's Stig third to get that DRS. Here we go between Kieran and Stig. Kieran going very, very defensive. He's not using the battery, but he has more than Stig. But with the overspeed, I do not believe that Kieran will be able to fight it, and he can't. He made an attempt to, but with the overspeed, Stig just got ahead as Redeemer is in the pit lane to go on to the mediums. What? Well, like we said on the formation lap, fuel will be a problem. I'm looking around and no one, I've seen that no one is low on fuel. Oh, that's a yellow flag. That's Shazam off. Turn 8 playing crucial. That's Solar off. And he's out. Will that be anything? He talking Bad Bunny safety car. Oh, that is just going to be a safety car. Everybody's pitting in for meat is going to pit for softs. Yeet Doggo and Bad Bunny played this perfectly. They got what they wanted. It's going to be a full safety car, and we're going to have a soft. We're going to have a around 10 lap dash to decide this race unless there's another safety car. But I am looking if anybody. The biggest loser is definitely Redeemer, no question. He pitted on the mediums a lap ago. Just he extended it by one more lap, which I doubt he couldn't with that spin. It just killed his tire wear. But yeah, yep, this is in, and same with Blackwater. Everyone is gonna be on softs, and like what Ron said, rain is supposed to come in later on, but the safety car's gonna help that clouds come in, and it can cool down your tire temperature. But I still haven't seen any of those clouds starting to kick in yet, as I just got a new cam and I've never seen this before. Whoa. Well, this is just a calm before the storm. That's all I have to say to you guys. So I would just sit back and relax. You'd probably hear me scream, so I doubt you could relax actually. But just be excited and watch out and watch for this ending, because it's going to be a great one. You now see everybody catching up to that safety car line, as it may not actually even be a 10 lap dash, it may be 11, unless this will be 22. Yes, it is. It's 20 lap 22 of 33. So is at the session. He is probably angry for DNFing, but it's very unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for Sky and Whiffy as well. As I have... What is this game right here? I had no frames just now. Like the Rolex was just blurred out. Great game. As something interesting, did Blackwater overtake Redeemer and get a legal overtake and have to let Redeemer back through? Because pretty obvious when you pass under safety car, you have to stay in your position. But if you pass one, you get a legal overtake and you have to let them back through. If you don't, you get another. If you don't, you get a 5-second time penalty for it. I think that's what happened. Is I got this camera again. That's nice. But this is going to be a fantastic ending. This is going to be a great and fantastic ending for this Tier 3 race. Round 3 of 13. Next week will be Baku. I believe Punju and Carbon will be able to be there, with Carbon making his co-com debut for the Breakout Racing League, at least as a co-com in a realistic tier. But still no clouds starting to form, so I think this race is going to finish in full dry conditions, unless it just changes super quickly. Now wait for Blackwater to catch up, and Redeemers. We just caught up. It's not even going to be a 10 lap dash, it's going to be a 9 lap dash, so one less lap for DRS to be as useful as it can be for overtakes. It's going to be fantastic to see all these drivers struggling for grip all at the same time. No driver has a pace advantage on the other, either them being on different compounds. It's just going to be pace. Whoever's quicker, as Redeemer has actually left the session. It'd be nice if you can invite him back, Momo. Thank you. But undeniably, the safety car will be in the slap, and it is going to be a fantastic ending, you guys. That's the third time I've said it. I don't think this camera view is just it's not as rare as I thought it would be, or thought it was. I just got 3 laps in a row. Yep. Thank you, Boo Boo. Redeemer has rejoined the session here. And there you go. Top message on your screen. Safety car will be in the slap. This is going to be a intense restart. Jeez. But Yeet Doggo is having to let off the throttle and hit the brakes to let the safety car in. He's actually closer than you should be to the safety car. And in this game, if you get too close to the safety car and you're going, the game just automatically makes you hit the brakes. So he's going to have to let the safety car through. As he's gone, the game manually automatically put him in on the brakes. That's going to cause Bad Bunny to be all over him with the slipstream. And with him dumping his battery, he peaks out but doesn't use the rest of his battery. When they're going into turn 1, there's no position changes except for Gary going around the outside turn 1. But here comes Shazam on Potato. Blackwater hits the rear end of the Alpine of Potato. His Redeemer has left the session once again. I believe he's having connection issues. Blackwater goes way off the track. I believe he does have some type of wing damage. As Kieran gets his first 3 seconds of the session, which he does. Just freaking Kieran, what a snap of reversal he got. That's gonna allow Gary to make a move. But Kieran is actually quick at the Groggy, making a peek at him. He has to back out of it. And so there would have been contact, and that would have been Kieran around it. That probably would have been his race over. With that time penalty, he is gonna lose a lot of positions. He's actually gonna be out of the points of the stands. Yes, as the game is glitched and I have no gap. Nice. There you go. It's resetting the board. As Kieran is making a move on Groggy right now. Neither of them are using their battery. But going into the turn, let's see if Groggy defends it. No, he does not. He has to let Kieran through. As Gary making a move, he's on the curb, trying to get around Groggy for P8 here. Get as much positions as he can. Gary still not clear of Groggy. Groggy fighting it back. But that allows Gary to be through, and here comes Shazam, Groggy's teammate, pass for P2 and Bad Bunny. My game would not let me go to Silencer Bad Bunny. But Ron is all over Snowman right now. As it stands, your podium will be Yeet Doggo taking the win, Silencer P2, and Snowman being P3. But Stig is all over Ron as well, so it's going to get very, very intense when the DRS is activated. As Shazam is gaining quite a bit of time on Gary for P8, as both of them were able to get ahead of Groggy. Now coming on to lap 26 out of 33 of this Grand Prix. If there was any fuel issues for any of these drivers, I guarantee you it's gone now, because the safety car helps these guys help out with their fuel. As the DRS, the driver's extra system, is now enabled, and now Snowman is making a move on Snowman, and Snowman makes a move on Bad Bunny, but going turn 1 very tight. Snowman has to ride over the curb. And speaking about the clouds, they are starting to form here at the Portugal Grand Prix, so it's going to be close if it does start raining or not. If it does, it's going to throw a wrench into things. Censor with DRS on Yeet Doggo. And we're going to have a huge battle for the win here, as I doubt that Yeet Doggo will give this up. At least, not even. He's going to have to, Silencer's going to have to pass Yeet Doggo the hard way for this win, as the clouds are coming up the track very, very quickly here. So we may see rain. We may or may not see rain, but we're going to have to wait and see. As Redeemer is back in the session, thanks to Mumu. As Shazam is all over Gary, making a move actually. But Gary's out of DRS. But Stig actually getting past. Oh, that's a yellow flag! That is Stig off and into the gravel. I wonder if he has any wing damage. Yes, he does. No right end plate. Unfortunate for him. But everybody behind him gains a position from this, as my interval is glitched again. But Shazam is going to have DRS on Gary, and so does Silencer on Yeet Doggo for the win. As Yeet Doggo has used every bit of the battery, and Silencer's at 75. And Shazam is ahead of Gary for P7. So Shazam definitely showing pace as the track is completely overcast. So Mother Nature has 5 laps to decide if it's going to rain or not. Actually, not even 5, 6 laps. As Sanser and Yitago are going at it for the lead right now. Yitago gets the superior traction and gets clear of Sanser's the old flag for, I believe that's Blackwater. Yes, it is. But with Sanser not being able to get that move done, that's going to allow Bad Bunny to gain on him as he loses a whole bunch of time. But here comes Snowman. Snowman's deciding he's putting matters in his own hands. He's going to go down for the tidy line on the inside. He's going to have to force Bad Bunny off. He's not able to do that. And I think as long as Bad Bunny cannot get within Sanser's DRS, I think that's going to be down to Sanser and Yitago. And Sanser's all over Yitago. Bad Bunny needs to get within Sanser's DRS if he wants to have a chance at anything. Yes, like Mamu said, the ERS difference is tremendous. 5% for Yitago and 70 for Sanser, and Sanser's not even going to use the battery. Shazam sits the fastest lap of the Grand Prix for 17.9 as Snowman is trying to make a move on Bad Bunny. Oh no, he's around! Everybody has to take evasive action, and that allows Kieran to get around of Ron. Contact tapped! Ron has times Kieran. I wonder if that's wing damage for the Ferrari driver. But here comes Kieran, he has the DRS, but Snowman doesn't. But here comes Shazam on Ron. We're going to have a 2x2 action here, and going into the hairpin, it's going to be very tight. It's Shazam. That could be considered an illegal overtake, but he lets Ron back through. Oh, very close between Shazam and Ron, but Kieran's having a struggle with the traction. That just backs up everybody, and now we have 4 drivers here in a train, and it's going to be tight for the bottom step of the podium here. Yeah, Sanser has already broken DRS on Yitago. So he's just going to take home the victory here as long as nothing happens to him. Unless Yitago gains pace. That's Blackwater out. Is that in the pit lane? I was about to say. Yeah, but DRS has been activated. Kieran is blinking. Snowman's at 10. He's going to start blinking here as well. So I think Ron has the ERS advantage. He's using it as these drivers are very close to the rear guard boxes of each other at this point. So, at this point, we might as well call it NASCAR. Here comes down. Ron on the inside of Snowman. He's going to try and get around him. That way he can push to get ahead of Kieran for P3. And Snowman and Ron using his battery. But will Snowman make a dive? Shazam makes a dive on Snowman. Looking for the... Oh, contact! That has to be a chipped wing to Shazam there. We're going to have to wait and see, especially going through this corner. Nope, no damage to Shazam. He is fine. As Ron needs to go because Shazam is gaining tremendously on him. As Shazam is gaining tremendously on Ron and Kieran. So Ron needs to get ahead of Kieran and grow the biggest gap if possible. Because Shazam definitely has more ERS than Ron. Ron is at 45. Shazam is at 60. But if Ron doesn't even have DRS on Kieran here, I think Shazam is just going to be all over Ron. But Kieran blink, he's at 5% battery, so I think Ron is just going to utilize his battery here and just gain back up to Kieran here. That way he can hold off Shazam. Shazam getting the slipstream here. It's going to be too far back going to turn 1, but Ron misses the corner. There's contact to Shazam, and Ron's in the grass. Oh, no! That is Shazam. Snowman hits Ron into Shazam. Oh, no! Ron has damage. That's going to be a Snowman podium, and I believe that is Redeemer off. Yes, it is. That is just unfortunate for the Ferrari driver of Ron. But, you know what? I did say I was going to scream, so don't say that I didn't. But I think Ron's just going to have to limp at home here if he wants any chance of points. But it's going to be lap 31 or 33 this time by, so he's just going to have to limp at home. As you can just tell from Gary here that Ron is struggling to keep it on the track. Thank you, Heatwave, for complimenting my screech there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I took a peek at chat. Shazam has wing damage as well. I'm not surprised by that. But Ron's staying out. Shazam is in the pits here, as Gary will get ahead of Ron, and Ron indeed will limp it home. I think the car for Ron is just not turning because of the front wing damage. No left end plate, so that means in the left-hand corner. Oh, that's rain. Okay. Mother Nature has decided to start pouring the rain down. It hasn't poured yet, but it is gonna get greasy very, very quickly. I wonder, especially if it goes to inner conditions, who's gonna take the bullet here? Shazam goes on fresh softs here. I know anyone's gonna take the bullet, but you know, just a what if. I mean, last season in realistic, it only took a half a lap for it to go to complete inner conditions. I wonder if that's gonna be the same. Well, I'm watching from Kieran's onboard here. I'm not seeing puddles just yet, but the rain has definitely picked up, as the track is probably going to start getting greasy very, very quickly. But Ron about to lose out to Potato for P7 as he's just dropping back. It's just very fortunate to watch. He's just once again just limping it home with that half-deceased car. As Bad Bunny gets ahead of Ron, Ron misses the quarter. I think Ron's going to get at least 10th, though, because of the time penalties and all that, and we have 2 laps left. With the wing damage, he's going wide, but battle between P2 on track as Bad Bunny makes a move on Potato. He's able to get that done. I did not see that. I apologize for that one. Thanks to Moo. I heard him go, oh, so I took the chance to see it, and I'm starting to see puddles, I think. I couldn't tell, but... Oh, yeah, I'm seeing puddles. It's... Yep, I see puddles. DRS has not been disabled yet. Silencer is starting to lift up. Doggo is able to keep it flat, though, as Ron goes up and loses P8 to Groggy, as I see the raindrops on the track starting to start forming puddles. But it's the last lap of the Grand Prix. I don't think anyone's gonna pit. It's just gonna be a straight up race on the limp it home. Everybody's gonna have a half-deceased car, not due to damage, but due to track conditions and their compound. The Snowman just slow on the track. Yeah, he's definitely starting to struggle for grip, as he's just probably gonna stick it behind Kieran here and just take that P3. Gary's gonna get, I believe he's gonna say P4. Let's look at tire or penalties. Shazam takes a 3-second. That will put him as first 3 of the Grand Prix. But man, what a race it has been with the conditions as well. It didn't change a thing, I'll be honest. But still, as Stig is retired out of the final quarter, but going through Sector 3 for the final time, Silencer, I said at the start of the stream, he has been quick, and that is Potato off at turn 8. That is one more position for Groggy and Ron. But coming across the final quarter now, Silencer, like I said, qualifying, will be commanding this race. I said it, my prediction is DRS been disabled, center conditions now. But Silencer will take the Portuguese Grand Prix victory and will extend his lead in the Tier 3 Championship. Doggo, with the perfect strategy, was able to keep it on track, and we'll get a P2, but Kieran on track to P3, but on the penalties, it will be Snowman on the bottom step of the podium, as Gary just sliding it around as he hits the wall. Bad Bunny P6, Groggy P7, and Ron will be P8, Potato will be P9. Oh, P7 for Ron, actually. Interesting. It's just... Yep, as we see, Shazam and Redeemer actually duking it out here across the final corner. It will be Shazam taking that one for P10 for the final point, as Redeemer, I think Redeemer crashed before the line, so And there is your driver of the day, the Haas of BRL, Kieran. There you go, Silencer. Throwing out copies of F1 2021 game. I wouldn't be doing that. You're just scamming everybody. I wouldn't do that, Silencer. Bad on you. Bad boy. But there you go. Your finishing classification without any time penalties due to incidents or anything with that. There you go. Silencer, the American of Silencer and the Mercedes taking it home. Then you have the Mexican of Hidalgo, the Red Bull representing the Mexicans, but with the whole world of Yellow Snowman rounds out the final step of the podium with AlphaTauri. Then you have the Scottish man of Kieran, the Englishman of Gary, the American of Groggy, American of Ron, Potato, Bad Bunny, Shazam, Redeemer, Stig, Blackwater, Solar, Sky, and Whiffy. Finishing out your classification for the Tier 3 Portuguese Grand Prix. As let's invite everybody to the party for interviews. Yeah, I would do that. Bye. See ya, Moo. There you go. I'm waiting for everybody to get in the party now. Zealotly just have. There you go. Trying to get people in here. There you go. I believe everybody is in the party now. There we go. But let me go to the showroom. That way we can get interviews started. Make sure that there is a box to get your audio included. Wait. Oh my lord, I forgot. I literally forgot. Dang. I forgot. So, basically for context, I can't get anybody else to include audio unless I uninstall and reinstall the app, so can't do interviews. I completely forgot. I apologize, but let's just everybody just assume that we did interviews. So podium happy, up and down race for everybody. There you go. There's that. But that will round out for Friday's BRL Breakout Racing League tier of racing. But do not worry, because tomorrow we will have tier 2 at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and tier 1 just right after that at 10 o'clock Eastern time p.m. But that will round out the tier 3 stream. It was definitely the roller coaster of a race. I enjoyed it. Moo enjoyed it, even though you couldn't hear him. And we will see you all tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern for tier 2.